Greetings, one and all. Yeah, my name is Basil Glendon Gabbidon. Original founder member of Steel Pulse some years ago. Yeah, right now Gabbidon is doing his own thing, his own original material and stuff, and it's our latest album is called Let's Live, which you can buy everywhere. Make sure you get everywhere. Let's Live album came around because of the lockdown. The lockdown exposed a lot about myself in the sense that I was a little bit too much gregarious, or going everywhere and nowhere, doing this, doing that, doing that. What lockdown showed me is that to spend more time with myself, tuning into myself. I mean, because of that vibe, I came up with some ideas which I really love. It's probably my second favorite, if not my favorite album that I've recorded. The first one being Handsworth Revolution with the Pulse. This one was, you could call this a lockdown album, and everything about it I like. There's everything about it I like. We've got Paul Beckford, original member, not the original member of Burning Spear, but a member of bass player with Burning Spear for about 10 years. We've got my brother Colin, who represents the drums on there. We've got Candi Gabbidon and vocals, Catherine Gabbidon and vocals. We've also got Israel and keyboards, and Faisal and keyboards. Very local artists from the community, youngsters, if you like. They're the new up and coming reggae bad boys, them, if you like, this message. So yeah, those are a few of the artists. Very interesting question. Current state of reggae music in this. The current state of reggae music is not what it was, say, in the 70s. Obviously, why? Because of the different formats that we have now. And also we can record on computer now. In the 70s, 80s even, you had to have a band of musicians, and you rehearse, and then you go out and do a performance, etc. And you probably have to record in some studio that would cost you £1,000 a week. Now, with the digital format, reggae has changed a lot in the sense that you've got dancehall stuff now. So basically, it's drum and bass. You know, you've got drum and bass, which just sprung off that as well. And it tends to be, so basically anybody and everybody can have a go at recording reggae. But outside of that, I would say the bigger artists from the 70s are and even the 60s probably, are probably fading away now. But we're not getting enough new black reggae artists doing reggae. Within the white society, especially in America, you've got a lot of white reggae bands, which is fantastic because basically they've learned from us or from Jamaican artists how to put it together, and it's obviously had an influence on the whole world. I mean, a little country like Jamaica has had so much influence on the whole world when it comes to a particular genre of music, and reggae being, the particular one. So it's not what it was, but things have to change, if you see what I mean. If we could get more Caribbean youngsters, doing more reggae, then that would make me feel really cool. Fantastic. That's just what we need. I was saying to someone this morning that we forget how important sound systems were back in the day, 70s, 80s, in regards to development of live bands, live reggae bands. Because in those days, you had the sound systems, you used to go to whether it was in a school, where they used to, at night, where they used to use the school to do their performances, or whether it was in a blues, somebody's yard, or wherever. The fact that you could hear reggae music big, loud, with the massive bass bins and wardrobe speakers, they used to call them, made a big difference to people like me. Because I go, yeah, that's really cool, that's really heavy. Which was better than listening to things on the radio. You had the pop music on the radio, and then you go out at the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and it's a must you listen to the sound systems. So for me, sound system is very, very, very important for the development of any genre of music, but in particular reggae music. And so basically, we probably need more of that. Ooh. Question. Easy, right? It's about people you think you trust. Politicians in particular. You think you trust them, but really they're there for the profit. Some say that the family, while they're sleeping with the enemy, they don't want no parity. All they want to do is rule. They don't want any kind of oneness. They'll come and call you when it's election time, basically. But when election time done, yeah, you're on your own again. Basically, that's what that song is about. It's an angry song, but it's a song which we need to be aware of. The lyrics we need to be aware of with what's going on in the world. It's about, in a sense, we've got the politicians going on with them things and we, the people, we can just get up, put our hands in the air, and just dance and, do our thing. We don't have to necessarily rely on what the politicians want to give us. Come on, get up. It's time to do our own movements, Oh, Jaja, what we doing, there's no time for fuss or fighting. It's about love. It's about love and a oneness and us being together. And there are people in all over the world, Africa, India, it's got Kumbaya, which is someone's crying. There's always someone crying. We must not forget the people who are not as well off or as lucky or whatever it may be as we are. So we must pay attention to what is going on around the world. Well, to be fair, right, that was the first track on the album that I was doing, and it was the most difficult track to do because I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go and how I wanted to present the album. But that one, what inspired me from that one was the ska thing in Jamaica. Dance, dance, dance. We used to do the ska business. Yeah. Dance, and just keep dancing, dance the night away. But I wanted it to have a bit of bluesiness to it, the American blues to it, rock steady, ska rock steady vibe to it. But at the same time, giving it the one drop, got to have the one drop. Basically, it's this, it's a love song, but it's also got meaning as well, because I'm saying on it, if love was the thing that money could buy, I would be lonely. You can't buy love. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's what that's about. It's about sharing the love as opposed to buying love. Like the politician, they want to buy love and so on. You can't buy love, man. It's something that you can only share. Oh, Well, the challenge initially was how it all started was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna tour. I'm gonna go to Europe with a backpack and tour Europe. Yeah, but then something said to me, sir, you know what? That's gonna be tricky and probably expensive. Why don't you form a band, become famous, and then travel the world for free? And it sounded really easy. Yeah, like, yeah, I can do that. And basically, that's what happened. Initially, that's what happened. But on top of that, though, I used to listen to people like even Jimi Hendrix, Isley Brothers, the Jackson 5, you know, a guy called Al Di Meola, all those people who took music a little bit more serious than pop music, than straightforward pop music. So we needed to really rehearse hard and put the time in. And that's what we did. We put the time in, we rehearsed really hard. We got some of the brothers from school I used to go to, Andrew Wood Boys School. And we rehearsed really, really hard. We won various talent contests. The last one being gave us the opportunity to go to London and to record on a label called Anchor Records. We then got the opportunity to support Burning Spear, and because we've supported Burning Spear and because of the way we rehearsed and the way we dressed and so on, it then allowed, the people went crazy. The record label for Burning Spear signed us up. That was Island Records. Everything is running really smooth so far. Apart from one of the times, to be fair, way before we got signed up, because we are doing kind of unusual music, more rootsy, I suppose. Some of the clubs didn't like us. They're saying, you know, come off the stage, man, play some real music, man. You know, play some Dennis Brown and John Hunt, you know. But we stuck to our guns, and we played what we wanted to play. And as I said, we won the contest, the talent contest. We got signed up to Island Records. Just got signed up to Island Records. We did an album. 6 months later, we got one of the top producers to produce it. What's his name? Carl Peterson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That was amazing. He used to produce Bob Marley and Third World, I think, maybe Third World, yeah. But various reggae artists he used to do. We're very lucky there to have that man on board. And up to now, that album is still selling. And after that, it was touring. Again, we were able to tour with Bob Marley, and that taught us a lot as well. Went to Paris, went to Holland, and I did personally, then we toured the rest of the world. I personally did 4 albums with the band, and that was it. I then stopped and formed my own band, stopped off for a couple of years, didn't record anything, and formed another band called Bass Dance, which then did European tours, which led to what we're doing now, the Gabbidon stuff. The Gabbidon band. And I went through a period where I was trying to please the record labels, you know, which is never a good thing, people. Do your own thing, you'll be all right. And so now I do my own thing now, and I'm very happy. And the stuff I'm doing now is what we call swing, and the type of stuff Bob Marley used to do, Wailers used to do, which is kind of connected to the blues, how blues is. So basically it's which is a kind of a swing is like a that kind of groove, you know, which just really lends itself to roots reggae. Ooh. I've done 4 with Steel Pulse, and I've done 4 or 5 by myself, I think. I've done like an EP as well. Something like that. I think it's... I've just been told by my producer I've actually done 6 albums here outside of Steel Pulse. So altogether, it's probably 10 albums with perhaps an EP flying around somewhere. Yeah. Okay, I'm working on producing now, other people, and writing, producing, and sharing production with other people. And perhaps, not just, perhaps doing songs for other artists is probably what I really like to do at the moment, as well as going out there and performing as well. And so in the future, that is the plan, to be producing as well as performing. Motivation comes from all over the place. You can listen to something on the radio, you can listen to something on the TV and go, oh yeah, that reminds me of. But to be honest with you, most of my motivation, because we as people, we absorb a lot of things that we don't really let out until the opportunity comes around. But for me, solitude helps me to create. We're doing various things. We're planning something to do with the symphony, which we're in the process together with it, which is called B Music now. And Symphony Hall and CBSO. Putting a project together dealing with the history of reggae music coming from Africa. So, although reggae music perhaps started in Jamaica, in effect, it started way back in Africa. And it's kind of grown into what it is now via Jamaica. Okay, so we have something on the 23rd. Well, we have something on the 9th festival with our own original stuff in Hastings. We have something on the 23rd in London in regards to Love Music, Hate Racism, which is it's very similar to Rock Against Racism, which we did with Steel Pulse many, many years ago. And we're also doing Jamaican Independence Day and so on. But the biggest project, which will be next year in February, is the Easter of Reggae. 9th, we have something in Hastings, which is an original set, Gabbidon original set. We have something on the 23rd of July, which is an original set again. That's to do with Rock Against Racism. In August the 6th or something like that. August the 6th, we have Jamaica Independence Day celebration, which we'll be doing Trojan music from the Trojan archive. The 6th of August, in five ways, at the Blue Piano, in 5 ways, we're doing a Trojan. Well, not necessarily a Trojan, but we're doing all the reggae stuff because it's an Independence Day celebration. Jamaican independence, 68th year of Jamaican independence. On the 28th of August, which is a bank holiday, we're doing a Trojan, regular annual Trojan set at the Jam House, which tend to be really, really good, really well attended. And in October the 7th, I think it is, we're doing an event in Bilston. And again, that's about the history of reggae again, the story of reggae music from Jamaica from the 60s. And then we've got various little things in between that, which is probably not as major. But a major event I would like people to be aware of is February at the Symphony Hall. With the CBSO, we're planning to do a big project in regards to the history of reggae, including the journey from Africa via the West Indies USA, into Jamaica, into England. Yeah, for me, I don't have a best song, which is my favorite song, because my best song hasn't been written yet, to be fair. But if we go back to Steel Pulse, I think the Dance Revolution album was an amazing album. And there's a track on there called Soldiers. This is a very, very powerful song, which I did the bass line for. And the general music of it. For my own stuff, I think this latest album for me there's been some good tracks on this last album. In between that, I've had a track called Love This Music, which I originally was writing with a violinist. But that didn't work out, so I basically finished the song by putting my lyrics on it. Instead of it just being an instrumental, I put some lyrics on it. And that track is called Love This Music, which is a really, really powerful track. On the last album here, originally my favorite track was This Generation, but that's kind of moved around. And you may ask me why these tracks mean so much to me on this last album. Reason being that I could feel it in my heart. Yes, so you can get us on most digital platforms. You can also buy hard copies of the album at HMV stores in Birmingham. And if you want to contact us, you can contact us. We have a website. You can contact us on. Which is guitarist.band.co.uk. Contact us on the website, which is bgabbidonband.co.uk. I'll say that again, bgabbidonband.co.uk. And there you have it. Yep. Just keep we play quite a bit in Birmingham, so just keep your ears to the ground and see. Of course, Instagram as well, and Facebook. Yep. So there you have it. Brilliant. Mm-hmm. Come on, get up. Dingy, dingy. Come on, get up. Come together, let's do it in motion. All the people, put your hands in the air. Celebrate, enjoy your freedom. We're talking about this generation. Come on, get up. Down, down. Come on, get up. Everybody, listen up. We're moving all together now. Everybody, we're moving all together now. See you later. Run.